Hello everyone and welcome back to 101 ways to make a Nuzlocke even more difficult. For those of you that don't know the basic rules of a Nuzlocke, you can read a quick rundown on screen or in the description box. Today's Nuzlocke with a twist is defeating Fire Red without evolving any of my Pokemon. Not only that, once I've caught a Pokemon of an evolution line, that line will be blocked off to me for the remainder of the game. For example, if I catch a Caterpie and run into a Butterfree elsewhere later on, I won't be allowed to catch it. I'll have to live or die by the Caterpillar. The challenge, as per usual, will be over once I beat the final Pokemon of the champion. Can I beat Fire Red by taking away a Pokemon's greatest way to grow and evolve? Let's find out. Before we begin, Arceus wants me to remind you to like and subscribe if you end up enjoying the video. Look, I'm sorry, okay? I'll get it right next time. First things first is to pick our starter. Probably one of the most important decisions you'll have to make. I debated between Charmander and Bulbasaur, but ultimately, I went with the latter, who I called Floss. Before I can leave the lab, my rival wants to challenge me to a battle. We tackle the crap out of his Charmander, starting what I'm sure will be an inferiority complex. I rush to Viridian, grab the parcel, and bring it back to Oak. I grab some Pokeballs and officially begin the Nuzlocke. On Route 1, I catch a Pidgey named Pearl. I then head towards Route 22 and catch a Rattata. That took me 2 more balls than it should have. I named her Sarah. Finally, in Viridian Forest, I encounter a Weedle. This time it only took me 1 ball. I dubbed him Pikachu, with 2 U's. After a small training session in the woods, I make my way to the Pewter City Gym and challenge Brock. I meant to leave with Bulbasaur, but forgot to put him at the start of the party. So Pidgey comes out briefly, but before any damage could be done, I switch in Bulbasaur. Thankfully, Brock's Geodude only used Defense Curl. Luckily for me, we're attacking on the special side. Bulbasaur uses Vine Whip, which Geodude is quad weak to, one-shotting it. That just leaves his Onix. It's faster than us and uses Tackle, dealing little damage. Vine Whip also one-shots Onix, winning us our first badge. After defeating all the trainers on Route 3, I encounter a Spearow who I was able to catch and call Rose Spears. Then I head into Mount Moon, expecting a Zubat, but got a Paris, who I crit one-shot. A Pokemon that I didn't crit one-shot was an Ekans I came across on Route 4. I called it Delos. Sadly, this one has the Shed Skin ability instead of Intimidate. Oh well. Before battling Misty, I figured it'd be best to train on Nugget Bridge. Before that though, my rival wants to battle. I lead with Ekans, and I'm still salty that it doesn't have Intimidate, and he Pidgeotto. It lands a quick attack on Ekans that crits, dealing well over half. In response, Ekans uses Poison Sting that poisons the bird. I didn't want to leave Ekans in for another attack, but I didn't feel like any of my other Pokemon could take more than 2 attacks from Pidgeotto. So I swapped in Weedle. It can't learn any other moves, naturally or TM. The only reason he was still on the team was for death fodder. Weedle is able to hang on for a couple of turns before falling to Gust, but that's 2 rounds of poison doing its job, bringing Pidgeotto to under half. I send out Rattata, who is able to finish off Pidgeotto with Quick Attack. My rival sends out his own Rattata, who takes a Hyper Fang with 1 health remaining. It goes for Tail Whip, dropping my defense as I finish it off with Quick Attack. Next out is Charmander. Hyper Fang from us misses, and it grows for Growl, lowering our attack. The next Hyper Fang lands and flinches Charmander. The following Hyper Fang also lands, but it doesn't flinch as it uses Metal Claw, which we take okay. One more attack finishes off Charmander. His last Pokemon is Abra. It doesn't know any attacks, and eventually goes down after I get all my Pokemon in on that sweet EXP. After defeating all the trainers on Nugget Bridge, I catch an Oddish on Route 24 I ended up calling Cardi. And on Route 25, I catch a Caterpie. I call it Death, because that's all I'm going to use it for. If I have to. I grab the SS Sand ticket from Bill and head to Diglett Tunnel to catch, well, a Diglett that I called Piglet. It's at level 22, so I won't be able to use it until after I defeated Misty. Speaking of, it's finally time to battle her. And much like the battle against Brock, Bulbasaur is easily able to sweep Misty's team with Razor Leaf. And just like that, we easily grab our second badge. With 2 badges in hand, I board the SS Sand. Once aboard, I come across my rival. Rock Tomb from Diglett misses Pidgeotto, who gets hit with a gust. I go for another Rock Tomb, but Pidgeotto uses Quick Attack that crits and kills Diglett. I only caught the girl 30 minutes ago. I send out Rattata, who takes out Pidgeotto with a couple of Hyper Fangs, but is down to about half health. My rival then sends out Raticate. I know none of my Pokemon will be able to take more than 2 attacks from it, so I keep Rattata in, hoping Hyper Fang would crit or flinch it. Neither happens, and Rattata is taken out by Hyper Fang. Pidgey gets revenge for his fallen comrade with Quick Attack. Pidgey is also easily able to take out Kadabra, leaving my rival with just Charmeleon. A couple of gusts takes Charmeleon down to half, while Ember brings us down to the red. I switch in Ekans, because I didn't want to lose Pidgey, and I was hoping I could poison Charmeleon. It doesn't happen, but Charmeleon does burn us with Ember, and the chip damage takes out Ekans. I send out Bulbasaur, who lives in Ember with 1/3 of its health remaining. Thankfully, he was able to take out Charmeleon with Razor Leaf. The battle is won, but I lost half my team. I'm going to have to start playing more cautiously. Before Surge, I can nab a couple more encounters. I run to Route 6 and catch a Meowth named Meowth, and to the east at Route 11, I catch a Drowsy I named Dopey. Now for the battle against Surge. Meowth is able to take out Voltorb and Pikachu with Dig. Raichu just manages to hang in there from our Dig attack, and answers back with Shockwave. Guess Meowth wasted his 9 lives when training. Meowth goes down, and won't be getting back up. Ever. Bulbasaur comes out and finishes off Raichu with a combination of Leech Seed and Razor Leaf, winning us Badge 3. Thankfully, there is still no shortage of Pokemon en route to Celadon. Firstly, on Route 10, I find a Voltorb I call Thorb. In Dark Tunnel, I trip over a Geodude I named Dude Love, and on Route 8, I discovered a Rowlet I named Yeller.
Too bad it doesn't have Intimidate.
After another training montage, I come face to face with Erica. Despite losing a few turns to paralysis, Drowsy is able to take out Victory Bell with a few Psychics. After some healing shenanigans from Erica, which include Tangela planting its roots and super potions, Pidgey eventually takes it out after countless wing attacks. But thanks to poison, Pidgey isn't doing so well. I switch in Spearow for her final Pokemon, Vileplume, and after dealing about a third to it with wing attack, he's taken out with a crit acid. I was hoping to get through this without any casualties. I send out Growlithe, and despite getting paralyzed, manages to pull through and wins us our 4th badge. Meanwhile, in another part of Celadon, Giovanni is running amok down below the game corner. Let's take care of him too. Oddish is easily able to take out his Onix and Rhyhorn with no issues. That just leaves Kangaskhan. I know from previous encounters that it knows Mega Punch, and a crit will definitely one-shot my entire team. And after seeing how much damage Fake Out did to Oddish, I wasn't taking that chance. I send out Bulbasaur, who puts it to sleep and covers it in seeds, slowly sapping it of its strength. Once that's set up, I constantly switch out like a game of Russian roulette, while Leech Seed works its magic. Drowsy just manages to take a Mega Punch, as Leech Seed saps the last of Kangaskhan's health, winning us the battle. With the Silph in our bag, it's off to Pokemon Tower. And our rival is here as well. Voltorb is able to take out his Pidgeotto and Gyarados easily enough. I send out Growlithe to take care of his Execute, but he gets put to sleep and gets covered in Execute seeds. After being asleep for far too long, I switch in Pidgey, who takes it out, along with Kadabra and eventually Charmeleon. Once I've taken care of all the rocket grunts in Pokemon Tower, I head to Route 16, and after countless balls, I catch a Snorlax I name Laxander. I then head to Southco, as I am still really underleveled for the upcoming gym. Here, I run into my rival again, but this time, surprisingly, he wasn't that much of a challenge. But this man right here is the real reason I came to Southco. He gives us a Lapras. I accept it without a second thought and dubbed him Lapdog. Only one more thing to take care of before I can continue on my journey. Giovanni. I leave with Bulbasaur to seat his Nidorino. I then switch in Drowsy, who finishes off with Psychic. Out next is Nidoqueen. I switch in Snorlax, who eats a double kick. Thankfully, it didn't do too much damage. But not long after that, we get poisoned thanks to Poison Sting. Not wanting to risk losing him, I use Yawn and switch out the Bulbasaur, who is able to take out the Sleeping Queen with Razor Leaf. Kangaskhan's out next. I keep in Bulbasaur, who seeds her and really starts to drain it with Giga Drain. But after a couple of defense drops, I switch in Pidgey, who finishes off Kangaskhan. The last Pokemon is Rhyhorn. I switch Bulbasaur back in, who gets a scary face on the switch, lowering its speed. Then Bulbasaur gets crit from Rock Blast, killing it. The only other Pokemon I have right now who might be able to take out Rhyhorn is Snorlax, who was low on health and poisoned. I am, thankfully faster, go for Water Pulse, and crit one-shot it. Thank you, Arceus. Sucks I lost my starter, but the journey's not over yet. With all the side quests out of the way, it's time to get back onto the main path. First, I head to the Safari Zone and grab the HM for Surf. While I was there, I came across an Execute I called Exakawaii. I then make my way to the future gym and challenge Koga. Snorlax takes care of Koga's first coughing with a crit Body Slam. Drowsy handles Muck and his second coughing with a few Psychics. For his last Pokemon, Wheezing, I send Snorlax back out and eventually take it out with Body Slam. Before heading to Saffron, I make a small detour to the power plant. I couldn't go there before because I need the future gym badge to surf. I come across a Pikachu I named Pikablue. Then, I come face to face with Sabrina, and Snorlax easily sweeps Sabrina's entire team. It helped that Sabrina spent most of her turns using status moves and setup. This could have been scary, if she actually attacked us. After surfing across the pond, catching a coughing, I make it to Cinnabar and challenge Blaine. I figured Lapras would be able to easily sweep Blaine's entire team. And at the start of the battle, it was looking hopeful. But his last two Pokemon are faster than us and hits hard with Fire Blast. Even worse, the one from Arcanine burns us. But thankfully, we managed to take it out before the burn damage could rack up, winning Badge 7. Only one more badge to go, and to get it, I have to defeat Giovanni one more time. Snorlax one-shots his first Rhyhorn, while Lapras takes care of the remaining team members with Surf, easily winning my final badge. On my way to the Indigo Plateau, I come across my rival again, who wants one more go at me. The start of the battle goes really well. Lapras takes care of Pidgeot, Rhyhorn, and Execute. Snorlax one-shots Alakazam and puts Gyarados to sleep with Yawn, letting Pikachu get the eventual KO, even if Thunderbolt didn't one-shot it, despite Gyarados being quad weak to it. But there's only one Pokemon left, Charizard. Thunderbolt deals about a third to it. It answers back with Flamethrower, which one-shots Pikachu. Not even a crit. Lapras comes out and takes out Charizard with Surf. Moving on. While heading to the Elite Four, I need to figure out what my team will be going into it. On Route 23, I catch a Mankey that I don't see myself using. However, in Victory Road, I come across a Pokemon I do see myself using, Golbat, who I called Goldmember. I switch out Pidgey for Golbat, and Voltorb takes over the recently fallen Pikachu's place. Time for our final bout. Let's go. Leading for the Elite Four is Lorelei. Voltorb knocks out her Dewgong and Cloyster, only losing about half its health. Slowbro comes out, and I use Toxic. Sadly, Surf deals enough damage to kill Voltorb. I send out Snorlax, who easily finishes off Slowbro. And Lapras wasn't much of a problem either. Last out is Jinx. She puts us to sleep with Lovely Kiss. And for the sudden left hook, uses Attract. Snorlax stays asleep for a while. But on the bright side, Ice Punch bounces off of us. Eventually Snorlax wakes up, gets past its attraction, and takes out Jinx with Return. Up next is Bruno. I leave with Drowsy because I forgot he starts with Onix. Got my generations mixed up. After putting it to sleep in a Calm Mind boost, Drowsy manages to knock it out. Hitmonchan comes out and misses a Sky Uppercut. Hitmonchan gets one shot with Psychic. That leads to Hitmonlee coming out and kills Drowsy with Mega Kick. That's too bad. I send out Golbat, who one-shots Hitmonlee with Wing Attack. Machamp is a bit bulkier. Wing Attack deals about 2/3 to it, activating its Citrus Berry. Rock Tomb hits us, not dealing a lot of damage all things considered, but we get a speed drop. But we're still faster and take out Machamp with one more Wing Attack. For his last Onix, I send out Lapras, who drowns it with Surf. Up next is Agatha. This time, I leave a Growlithe, who takes a Shadow Punch decently well as Bite deals half to Gengar. On Agatha's next turn, she uses Double Team, causing Bite to miss. After that, she goes for Toxic, which lands sadly. But Growlithe's Bite does land this time, finishing off Gengar. Lapras takes care of Agatha's Golbat with Ice Beam. Snorlax is able to stop Arbok with Earthquake. When Agatha sends out her second Gengar, I have Snorlax make it drowsy with Yawn, and switch in Lapras as it goes to sleep, leaving it wide open for a Surf, which takes it out. Haunter comes in and tries to put a curse on us, but it just made Lapras' job taken out that much easier. Another Surf wins us the battle. Small note before I get into Lance's battle, my computer had a seizure and crashed on me during my first go at him, so I had to rematch the Elite Four again, as that was the last time I saved before the crash. I'm still gonna go in with 4 Pokemon, but the EXP distribution is slightly different now. With 100% less crashes, I come face to face with Lance. I lead with Growlithe to take the Intimidate from Gyarados. Then I switch in Snorlax, and after taking a Hyper Beam, Snorlax takes out Gyarados with a couple of returns. Aerodactyl's out next, and I switch in Lapras. Lapras is down to about a third of its health after a hit from Ancient Power. No boost, thankfully, as Lapras one-shots it with Surf. Lapras is also able to take out both of Lance's Dragonairs, but since he was slower, we took a bit of damage in the process. I didn't feel confident it could take another hit, especially from Dragonite. I switch in Growlithe to die, sadly. It lives a Wing Attack, gets a bit of damage in with Strength, but falls to Outrage. But Dragonite is locked into Outrage for at least 2 more turns. I leave a Snorlax, who takes an Outrage pretty well and gets off a Yawn. I switch him out for Golbat, who gets nailed with Outrage, but lives it. With Dragonite now asleep, I switch in Lapras, praying it doesn't wake up. It doesn't, thank Arceus, and Ice Beam takes out Dragonite. Only one battle left. The final battle against my rival, the current reigning, defending champion. Once again, he leads with Pidgeot. It starts by throwing sand in Lapras' eyes, causing Ice Beam to miss a couple of times. Third time is the charm, as it lands and one-shots Pidgeot. Next out is Rhydon. Thanks to all the sand in Lapras' eyes, Surf misses. Earthquake from Rhydon deals about half to us. Surf lands on the second attempt, one-shotting Rhydon. Exeggutor's turn. Ice Beam again misses, and we're put to sleep thanks to Sleep Powder. I switch in Golbat, who who was able to take it out thanks to a combo of Poison Fang and Wing Attack. Alakazam comes out. Alakazam goes down thanks to a crit Wing Attack. Gyarados comes out and cuts our attack with Intimidate. I keep Golbat in as there's really no point in me switching. It's the last battle and Golbat did what I needed it to do. But he wasn't done yet. Poison Fang poisons Gyarados. And while Golbat does eventually fall to Thrash, he went down swinging, bringing it down to the low yellow. Hashtag salute. I bring my still sleeping Lapras, who wakes up and takes out Gyarados with Ice Beam. That just leaves my rival starter, Charizard, left to battle. Due to the bit of damage I took from Gyarados, Lapras' Citrus Berry activates. Surf nearly takes out Charizard, and in return, we almost get taken out by Fire Blast. Good thing that berry activated when it did, or that would have got us. The next 4 turns is me using Surf, while my rival uses Full Restore, bringing Charizard back to full health. I keep going for Surf because even if by some chance Lapras can't take it out, it'd be easy pickings for Snorlax. But much to my surprise, I eventually get a high roll Surf, one-shotting Charizard from full health, winning me the Nuzlocke. This was a slaughter. I lost 11 Pokemon en route to victory. Power creep definitely caught up to us by the end there. I can only imagine how much harder this would have been if I had only been using first stage Pokemon. Maybe that's an idea for a future video. But it says a lot when my final 3 Pokemon are 2 that can't evolve, but are strong regardless, and a second stage Pokemon. Do you think I should try this again, only allowing first stage Pokemon? Let me know in the comments. But for now, it's time to put the Game Boy down. My name is Jeffrey Yuri, and I will see you all very soon. Bye.